What to expect after a repossession. Hi, this is Consumer Protection Attorney Bill Clanton. I've helped hundreds of consumers, that's regular folks like me and you, deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer related matters. In this video, I'll answer the question, what should you expect after a repossession? So, your car got repossessed. That's no fun. Now, what should you expect? What are the proper steps that a bank has to take after repossession? So when your car gets repossessed, that's the start of a process. And the next step in that process is sending you a notice of sale. They're required to send you a notice of sale. You can only waive this notice after the car is repossessed. So don't sign anything, don't waive anything after your car gets repossessed, and you'll get a notice of sale. Now, that sale, there's no deadline for that sale, but it should take place fairly soon after the repossession. And that's because they're required to sell the car in a commercially reasonable manner. That means they have to sell it for about what it's worth at the time of the repossession. They can't sit on it for 6 months and then try to sell it, because the car won't be worth as much and it will not be disposed of, what they call disposed of, in a commercially reasonable manner. They have to sell it and get about what it's worth when they do sell it. Okay, so you'll get the notice of sale. The notice of sale is required to tell you when and where the sale will take place. Now, you can attend the sale and try to purchase back your vehicle, but a lot of these are done on private sales, where they're auto auctions, where you have to be an auto dealer to get into the auction. There's not too many are done via public sale these days. Most of them are private sales. Now, after the sale will not, your car will not sell for the exact amount that you owe on the note. So if you owe $10,000 on the note and the car sells for $10,000, then nothing would happen after that. But if the car sells for $7,000, then you'll owe the bank $3,000. If the car sells for $15,000, then the bank will owe you $5,000. I don't typically hear from people who have surpluses, and I don't think it happens that often. But it does happen sometimes. Now, if there's a deficiency, if your car sells for less than the amount of the note, amount due and owing on the note, then that gap is covered by a deficiency balance. Now, typically, I say gap, and that makes you think of maybe a gap policy. A gap policy won't apply here typically. Most gap policies don't cover repossession. They cover total loss or theft of the vehicle. They typically don't cover a repossession situation. So in that example I gave, where you had $10,000 on the note and the car sold for $7,500, there's a $2,500 difference there. And that's what the bank will typically sell. Banks typically don't collect their own deficiency balances. They'll sell it off for pennies on the dollar to a debt collector. Debt collector will then, well, hang on. Now, once there is a deficiency balance, the next thing you should expect is a notice of deficiency. They have to give you a notice of deficiency saying what the car sold for, any fees or costs in selling the car. These all have to be reasonable. And then they apply that to the note, and then they'll give you notice of the deficiency balance. If you don't get this notice, they cannot collect the deficiency balance. So that is the number one thing you need to be looking for when your car gets repossessed. There's 2 documents you should get, the notice of sale and notice of deficiency. They need those 2 documents to collect that deficiency balance. So keep an eye in your mailbox for that and hold on to those letters. Now, the bank typically won't go and collect this deficiency balance. They will typically sell it to a third-party debt collector. The third-party debt collector will report it on your credit report, will send collection letters, and may even sue you to try to collect it. So that's what you need to be on the lookout for. Keep an eye on your credit report. Make sure that they are only reporting the amount of the deficiency balance. make sure the date they're reporting it is correct. It's the date you defaulted on it, not the date it was sold, not the date deficiency was established. It's the date you defaulted on the car note. It's important to look at your credit report and any collection letters very closely. These debt collectors who collect deficiency balances on car notes are not always the best and most compliant debt collectors. So now you know what to expect following a repossession in the state of Texas. I hope you've gotten something out of this video. I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. Thank you for watching.